Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, and we are here in Los Angeles, and just had the opportunity to go and preview the San Manuel Casino prior to its big public opening on the 15th, coming up next week. And just first off, thank you to the team at San Manuel, Ricky, Jenna, Kelly. Thank you so much for allowing me and inviting me in to see some of the really great things that you all have done to prepare for keeping your customers and your community safe. If you're unfamiliar with San Manuel, they're located in San Bernardino. Very large property, a lot to offer. Frankly, I will just say I was incredibly impressed with what I saw and the preparations and frankly the amount of thought that went into every step of the way to prepare to welcome guests into the property and make them feel safe, welcome, comfortable. So I'm going to give you a bit of a visual tour through what I got to see in this sneak peek today. Again, I think this provides great context around the level of standards and more importantly consistency that you'll see across the building. And again, they've thought through everything, and I'll show you that here right now. So first, what you're looking at is as you enter the parking garage, the team has put just some expectations, very clear as you're coming in, that you'll be doing a temperature check, asking you, again, if you've had a fever, to stay home. Again, good, just setting some baseline expectations of what to expect. There was also another messaging about having a mask, masks being required. I got cut off by the car there. As soon as you park in the garage, they have the green shirt safety concierge that was pushing the elevator buttons. Blew me away because again, in prior videos we've discussed that consumers are going to be very hesitant touching public door handles, elevator buttons, especially in cities or folks may be coming from cities that have very high cleanliness standards and expectations, or frankly hot spots in regards to infection cases. So safety concierge all over the property floor. You couldn't miss them. The green shirts, I love the safety concierge title. You could tell that they were very enthused about the roles that they had and what their role was in welcoming guests back. As you enter into the casino from the parking garage, they had multiple temperature stations that you'll see here. So a couple things I observed. You stop and have your temperature taken in one of these devices, very quick, very easy. And then it also looked like they were doing thermal scanning as you were walking in. So it looked like all bases were covered, which I think from a consumer standpoint, seeing the extra effort just provides at the very beginning. Again, remember, we're dealing with building a brand new first impression of every brand as customers start to engage with them again. Right out of the gate, you could tell that they went above and beyond to make everyone feel safe. As you go down the escalator from the parking garage, this is where I was also, again, blown away. And you think about social distancing and shutting down slot machines and creating social distancing on the casino floor. The first bank of slot machines that you see coming down the elevator, or the escalator, frankly, that's not just every other machine turned off, if you notice. They have, two machines in between machines shut off. They went above and beyond in regards to the amount of spacing that they have distance in the casino. And this was pretty prevalent across the casino floor. I'll show you another example here where, again, it's not just every other slot machine. They really took creating space seriously, and it certainly resonated. When you think about first impressions and you go in and you scan an environment and see, do I feel safe? Do I feel comfortable? This is unbelievable in a very positive way. I want to show you probably one of my favorite observations at San Manuel. We talked in, again, prior videos about branding and signage and making sure signage matches the expectations that you have of your customers. So as guests are required to wear a mask in the casino, providing that extra level of comfort and cleanliness and security in a guest's mind, this is everything. They have matched the signage to socially distance the slot machines to the characters in the games, and they're wearing masks. It doesn't get much better than this, in my opinion. Now that we're having fun with it, it's branded, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's sending a very clear message that this is something that they're serious and that they care about because they went to the extra step of doing this. And bravo to the entire team at San Manuel for being able to articulate a message in a fun way, yet be very effective in your delivery. So you should be very proud of this, in my opinion. I thought this was super exciting. When you walk through the table games area of the casino, you'll see every single table had a plexiglass set up with the San Manuel logo etched in between the dividers. I thought it was extremely classy. It looked very professional, very clean. And when we talk about consistency, it wasn't that there was 5 tables that had plexi and then one next to it that didn't. Everything was covered. And again, from a consistent standpoint, it made you feel good that they had thought through every element of that experience. When you sit down at a table, you're not allowed to touch the cards, much like other casinos that we visited in California and Arizona. Again, provides another level of comfort that there's now not 5 people touching that deck, and then it goes back into a shuffler and possibly infects the next deck of cards. So again, they've thought through every step of the process to make customers feel comfortable. There's sanitizer on the tables. Again, completely blown away. When you look at the bars, casino bar setup, here's an image of the casino bar. You'll see plexi in between each of the gaming terminals and where the bartender would be, providing an extra level of safety and comfort to the guest. It also provides clear expectation of where you can sit and where you can't sit. This last photo, I'm never usually a fan of taking images in this environment, but I will tell you I had to call this out positively because it is probably the first property that I've been to in 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks now, that socially distanced the restroom. And again, I've not been in every restroom in every building I've been in, so if I've missed that, I don't want to hold that against anybody, but for those that I had not seen this level of again, continued consistency, and this was true on both sides of the restroom, where there was a urinal that was blocked off or closed to provide spacing. So again, I cannot speak high enough kudos to the entire San Manuel team. I'm extremely grateful for you allowing me to pop in and frankly share this really great story. I think this is on top of the other casinos that I've been able to visit, again in California specifically. They are holding themselves to a very high standard in order to protect their local community, their employees, the environment. It's just, again, hats off. You should be very proud. Another element that I wanted to highlight that I later learned about that the San Manuel team has done. So when you walk through the entryway, you're asked 3 questions. It was 2 or 3 questions about if you felt ill, if you've been exposed to anyone with COVID. So you had to answer those questions positively in order to actually go into the screening. So there's ladies and gentlemen wearing red shirts, and those are health screeners doing the initial, again, making sure you haven't been exposed or you don't have symptoms. And then the safety concierge that I mentioned earlier, those positions, they've brought back roughly 300 employees who were on furlough to fill those roles and provide a very safe environment to continue that through the property and to be a very strong presence at the property, representing safety and security for the guests. So again, here's another great story where employees, this actually created opportunities and job opportunities for employees to keep the guests safe and to help demonstrate a commitment to safety throughout the property. Tonight, we're going to be venturing out, and just to provide a little bit of context of why I feel this is so important. When you think about the Los Angeles, the California in general, we showed you some examples of what San Diego looked like last week. As we ventured across Los Angeles this week, the standards are high, and frankly, there are a lot of businesses that are just opening for the first time today, frankly, because of some of the other activities that have been happening in the world. there's properties, there's restaurants, there's businesses that are just taking down boards from when some of the violence was happening in the streets here in Los Angeles. So there are restaurants that are opening for the first time last night, tonight. So we're going to venture out and give you a little bit of a perspective tonight about what some of the high standards look like. And frankly, again, we'll give some visuals here, but it'll help paint a greater picture to understand why consistency and why these very examples that I just shared with you from San Manuel matter. Because when a customer leaves their house to finally feel comfortable to go to the restaurant down the street, they're going to be held to a very high standard, and that'll be their new comfort zone. That'll be their safety net. And if those standards to go to the next place, like a casino or a resort, don't match that same level as a safety net, psychology would say that it's going to take a little bit more for customers to feel comfortable once they've seen a safe environment and they know it does actually keep them safe. So we'll dive a little bit more into that tonight. But again, a big thank you to the team at San Manuel. Again, incredible job. You should be very proud. Can't wait to come back and see how it looks like after opening. But again, thanks for the invite. Hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon. And we'll be back tonight again with some great insights around what the local guidelines and cleanliness standards have looked like here in the Los Angeles area. So we'll see you later tonight.